Welcome to Jason Mitchell Outdoors Television. Join us as we showcase some of the greatest hunting and fishing opportunities across the Midwest. There, we got him. Whoa! There's a fish. Oh, just like that. Thanks so much. That's a beauty. Got it. Today's show is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Yarcraft Boats, Evinrude BRP, Jason Mitchell Elite Series Rods, North Dakota Tourism Legendary, Cooper Chevrolet, Clam Ice Fishing, Northland Fishing Tackle, US Reel, Trigger X, Salmo Fishing Lures, and Bionic Line. Follow Jason Mitchell Outdoors online at jasonmitchelloutdoors.com or become a fan on Facebook. Today's show takes us to central Minnesota, and on a TV show people want to see us catch fish, but sometimes the real story is finding fish. The work, the decisions, the process of elimination involved it takes to locate fish. And the key to catching fish is finding them, and one of the best ways to look for crappies through the ice is simply drill a lot of holes, turn up the gain on your electronics, gently swing that transducer back and forth until you see fish, and you move until you mark fish. And when you quit marking fish, you move some more. And at the end of the day, all this work is worthwhile. There we go. Oh, there's a dandy there. Can't even see that little forage minnow we're using. Welcome to this episode of Jason Mitchell Outdoors. You know, crappies, a lot of times the key to catching them obviously is to find them, and one really effective way to find these fish is to spread out, drill a lot of holes, and use a little bit larger search lure like these forage minnows, or a spoon, you know, tipped with either a minnow head, spike, or waxworm. And boy, I tell you what, these just account for a lot of fish.
You know, all that we're doing today is we're just moving around all up on this big flat, and what we're discovering is the bluegills seem to be above the crappies right now, and all we're doing is we're just hopping from hole to hole. We probably put 50 holes in this small area, and another thing we're discovering is when we're getting to the holes, if we drop the transducer and don't mark any fish, we'll drop that spoon down and see if we can rattle something in, but it seems like when we're picking up these little perch out here that the bluegills and crappies aren't relating to them. They aren't in the same place. So if we're picking up little perch, we've been getting up and we've been moving and just drop the transducer, and there's fish down there. It's just a matter of trying to get to the bigger ones below.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's what we're looking for right there. Look at, they just, big old mouth on them. They just pop them spoons in deep. Yeah, that's a beautiful crappie right there. And there's a bunch of them down there.
There's one. A little bit better fish. Just moved to this hole. Oh, dandy. When you have trouble getting them up the hole, you know they're a good fish. Wow. He absolutely smoked that forage minnow. Finding some good ones.
Follow Jason Mitchell Outdoors online at jasonmitchelloutdoors.com or become a fan on Facebook. There's a good fish. Oh yeah, there's another nice crappie. Yeah. That's a beauty there. You know, typically we'll find the bigger fish are the more aggressive fish at the top of the school. And generally you're working on the top of the school and you're trying to get those fish to come up. But the dynamics of the school are a little bit different in this situation. And we don't see it often, but it happens from time to time where there'll be a lot of small fish, and in this case, small bluegills above the crappies. And so the key is to try to get below the bluegills to the bottom of the school, or the bottom of the pack, so to speak, and that's where the bigger crappies have been hanging.
There you go. Some good fish. Here's another crappie. There he is. Boy, he smoked it. These are nice fish.
Oh, that was a nice save. Here's another one. Yeah, this beautiful fish. Beautiful fish.
There's one. A beast of a crappie. That's what we're looking for. That fish was below the bluegills again. Typically these crappies have been coming in higher, and what we're finding today is the bluegills are a little bit higher, and we have to try to get these lures past the gills to get down and try to effectively target the crappies. Again, these rattle spoons really seem to be doing the trick.
Do you find that quite often, Tony, where if you're catching little perch out of a hole, that hole's no good for crappies and bluegills?
That's what it's really been out here. It seems like once you start catching perch, it's time to move. I don't know if they're feeding on something different, where the perch are on the bottom feeding, and the bluegills and the crappies seem to be up a little bit higher feeding up above them. So they don't seem to be relating together. One of the keys that we found today is we've had to be really mobile. A lot of times this time of year you can get on a really good bite when the fish are out cruising these flats, and a guy can set up a house and you can spend some time just in one spot because the fish are constantly moving. What we've really found today is these fish aren't moving far. We've got a series of holes drilled, even 7-8 feet apart, and we're constantly moving because the fish don't seem to be. I can be fishing right here and I have fish all the screen's lit up, move 10 feet away and there's nothing. Today's one of those days where you really need to be mobile.
Yeah, that brings up a good point too, Tony, in the sense that a lot of times, we've been picking maybe 1 or 2 good fish out of a hole. There's still small ones there, but no big ones are left, and no big ones move in. And you can move 5 feet away, 10 feet away, nothing, move another 5 feet, and then fight them again. But it's like the fish aren't moving much, and you can move 5 feet and pop another one, move 10 feet and just keep picking away, and they add up, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't lit it up today, but just being mobile has certainly put us on enough fish to keep us entertained.
Absolutely.